Welcome, Taurus Gemini, to your May mid-month reading. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, see what's going on with you in the mid-month. I did put up a guided meditation on my second channel. You can find that in the description area under this video. Okay, if you guys are interested in that, it also has meditative music and relaxing music as well. So I'm kind of working on that as well as this channel. So busy bee over here, guys, getting innovative. Okay, let's see what's going on. Best message coming out. Have the King of Cups. Being a supportive leader right now is really what I'm really getting out of this card. I see that you're really balanced right now, really doing what it is you feel you really need to do, really sitting on that throne of compassion. So I do feel like there's a lot of balance right now, whether you guys know it really or not during this mid-month. So let's see you guys as feeling balanced when it comes to your heart, and where you're putting your heart and where your passions are. Really having the sustainable results on what it is you're trying to invest in. So whether it is a love situation that you're trying to invest in, it looks like you were putting a lot of hard work into that. There's a lot of passion and a lot of long-term results that you're really looking for when you're planting these seeds. You're not just planting some seed, it looks like for, just, the rest of spring or something, you know what I mean? You're looking for the overall. So I really like that. There has been just some delays within this process, and it looks like you're just continuing to plant, though, right? So it's like, even if you feel like you sacrificed something, there's been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of indecision, a lot of, thinking that had to take place and how you're going to make this work, right? And how you're going to move, and, but it looks like it's panning out, right? Okay, so yeah, it's been quite the burden, that you've been dealing with, but now it's like it's time to plant these seeds. I'm ready to rock, right? I'm ready to rock and roll. Well, looks like you were walking on a walking stick over here, but you are persevering. Two cards of perseverance and persistence. The only difference is it's like I was, in this spot where I felt like, I didn't know there was a lot of difficulties. It does feel like you are kind of geared up for the worst, though. I do feel like even though you're going to plant these seeds, whether it's with this relationship, whether it's friend, love, job, whatever it is, investment, situation, whatever this long-term view is that you have over here, it does feel like you are like, okay, well, if it doesn't work, though, shit could hit the fan. I've already, sacrificed what I need to sacrifice with the hangman. So, it's kind of like you are a little defensive about the situation, but it looks like you're still going to plant those seeds. You're ready, right? Because you're to the point where it's like, it can't get any worse. I've put in too much work. I've had this in sight. I've been working on this for a long time. It does look like, from the past, you probably did take a little bit of a step back from the situation, and then now you're going back after the situation is really what it looks like with your heart's desire. Because the whole thing is, you know what? I was following my heart. I stopped there for a minute because I wasn't sure. That's why I delayed. Because I didn't feel like I had control over the situation. But now I'm just going to get in there and I'm going to, I'm going to follow my heart because this is where my heart is. And yeah, it's taking on a lot of responsibilities, you guys. I see you guys. And it's almost like to the point where it's like, well, fuck, if it fails. But how am I going to know if it fails if I don't try? I really feel that that's where this is going. Right? And I've already put in so much hard work and so much effort, I might as well just continue to keep going. Passionate. Knight of Wands. I'm going passionate after the situation. For some of this is you following your heart towards an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be anybody in the world. But the whole point is that for some of you, this is a person that you really adore, and you've put a lot of hard work into this. You're not going to allow this relationship to die. If it's just a passionate endeavor that you're doing or some kind of work, whatever it is, you're saying, yeah, well, you know what? It is unpredictable. Even if it's a person, they're unpredictable. That's why you're saying whatever. I mean, the Knight of Wands is like, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to be impulsive. I'm going to do this. I'm going to move towards this fearlessly. But I understand it's unpredictable. That's why I'm geared up in case it fails. But I'm going to put everything I have into it and continue. Because no matter what, you just feel like there's no end in sight. But then again, you're also saying, maybe I don't want any end in sight, because I've already worked so hard. I mean, you figure even if it's a business, it's like, oh my gosh, I've worked so hard, right? It's like I worked so hard, so I have to keep going. Kind of reminds me of my meditation channel that I'm working on right now that I've had for 2 years, and it's got like 28 subscribers. I decided, I'm going to rework this situation. I'm going to add these guided meditations and do anything and everything that I can to this to get those, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, all these things. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like right there with you guys, right? That's that Taurian side saying, look, this is what we have. That's my Taurus getting in there, and that's your Taurus going in there. Even though it's a Wands card, it doesn't matter because you're planting those seeds. You're using that Taurus side of you saying, it doesn't matter in the end. It's slow. It's doing what it's going to do. But if I give up now, Taurus don't like to give up. We're just geared up, I'm Taurus, and we're just geared up to say, well, it'll either work or it's not, but, I can't really just give up. Too much work. So you're making the judgment call that is right because you're following your heart. Good job, guys. And that's it. And, if there was some forgiveness that needed to be done, you're like, you know what, okay, because maybe the Knight of Wands wants to come in and forgive you. Maybe that's a whole thing there, too. Maybe they want to come in and, ask for forgiveness. And you're like, you know what? Well, we already put in all this work, so I'll forgive you and let's move forward. Knight of Swords. Yeah. Far beyond driven right there. Taking fast action. Because you're going to take fast action because you don't want to screw around anymore. It's like we've done screw around. It's like taking, boom. Well, because you needed that. I do feel like a lot of you, this is some kind of reconciliation that you're taking from this situation, and you're saying, you know what, we're going to reconcile on this situation, and we're going to go ahead and put the past behind us because we just got past a tower. There was suffering, there was delay, there was disaster, there was a lot of self-sacrifice. Somebody wanted to be in control, but we're going to work on this. I mean, like I said, if it's an investment or something, there was a lot of delay and disaster, or it just was not working, but you want it to transform the way you want it to transform. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Taurus stubborn energy in here. I can feel it. Being a Taurus, I know that energy. And then having that Gemini energy coming in too, though, with that fast thinking, because that's where that fast energy comes in. That's where that, that I got to get to this. I got to take this action. I got to, thinking, getting to the roots of the situation, getting down to the problem. I'll fix the problem. Yeah, there's, that's it. See, and there's Taurus right there, Knight of Pentacles. But I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it my way, though, right? And I'm going to be slower and steady about the situation, but I'm going to think fast about the situation. That way I have the growth and the achievements I want. But it's going to be on my time. It's going to be on my terms. Oh, okay. Well, you got to do what you got to do. Well, it looks like because there was a lot of unfairness that you felt was going on within the situation. Because it just wasn't going that way. If you were dealing with another person, you might have thought that they had too much power and too much domination. Maybe they want, and maybe you guys need to come together and there's going to be this conversation about how things are going to work, right? Otherwise, you're just saying this is the way it has to work. I was trying to make things go too fast and I need to slow the hell down, right? But now you just feel like there's a bigger purpose to the situation. There's a lot of rejuvenation, a lot of healing that came out of this situation, but there's also a lot of hope. And I feel like even though you're moving fast with that that sword energy, you know, you can still be slow enough to keep that calm. Does that make sense? So you're actually balanced. You're very balanced because you have the quick and the slow together. Because we have to be quick-minded to be able to get shit done, but we have to be slow and protective for the growth. So that right there, my friends, that's where balance is. But that's where the imbalance was, though. See, that there it is. This is the past. The past that was all imbalanced. Now I'm balancing it out. Where there's imbalance, there's now hope for balance. Yeah. Death card. Everything's going to change around. I'm rechanging everything. And that's what this, oh, okay. So that's where the delay came from the hangman. You got into your mind and you said, okay, but that's where it was. I got it. Yeah, because no matter what I said, you were kind of reorganizing. I said something like that. I can't remember exactly the word I used. And for a lot of you, it's just reinventing yourself, reinventing the situation, becoming, you know, yeah, it's, well, you have the sun. So there is positive change coming in the future from this situation. There will be a celebration. You're going to find the vitality that's needed within this, and you're going to find everything you need. You're going to have the celebration twice. You have the sun and the Four of Wands. So it's definitely something over here that's saying, you know, everything's going the way it needs to be. Your creativity is wonderful. You're going to engage in what it is you need to engage in and hit that milestone in what you're really looking for and feel like you are on the winning cycle. I'm just waiting for the Wheel of Fortune to fall out at this moment. Yeah, and there it is again. So I think for a lot of you, you are dealing with this Aries or Sagittarius, or maybe a Leo, or a water sign. But however it is, you're definitely coming into this potential of knowing exactly what it is, but you're going to feel this excitement. And there's going to be a lot of messages, whether it's from this Aries who's coming in, right? Or water sign, right? That they want to do things. They, you know, there's a lot of new news and new information. I'm telling you, there's a lot of apology. I think that there's something that has something to do with apologies. I've got too much forgiveness going on over here. Yeah, I've got too much forgiveness. I think for a lot of you there was, yeah, because even at the bottom of the deck there was a Three of Swords. You hurt my feelings. You really hurt my feelings. You know, and we put in a lot of hard work into this situation where I really wanted a reward. I think you backed out there for a while and then you decided to carry on. And I think it's really when they come back, then you're like, let's do this. Somebody's definitely coming in wielding an apology for the majority of you. For those of you, you know, it's nothing like that. It's just you having that desire and potential for that new beginning to where you're just like, I have to have this job. I have to have this career. I have to have this promotion. I've worked too hard. Right? I'm making new innovational moves. I think I said that right. Right? For new opportunities and growth. Or you're just bringing out a project, something that you know is going to work. Like I said, reorganizing and removing things around. That's so awesome. Everybody just seems like everybody's very creative and motivational and innovative right now. A lot of signs are doing this. Like everybody's getting really creative. It's like, did I miss something in the stars? I better go back and look. I might have. And you know, it makes me wonder too, because Pluto is in retrograde and we're getting, a lot of my signs are getting death cards and tower cards, bringing down the old and then reinventing themselves with these endings into these beautiful new transformations of their life in different areas of their life, whichever house it is, right? But I am seeing, and there's this spark of creativity that everybody is really getting into. This really creative mode. It's like it just seems like a lot of signs, I'm not going to say every sign, but a lot of signs are really looking at that potential of, where am I going to make money? How is my love life going to be? I want to do this and I want to do that. You know, the desire is going crazy. So, let's see. Let's get an overall card. Yeah, I see it everywhere. It's crazy. And the creative innovative money-making marker is off the charts. Like everybody, it's in the collective for sure. If I did a collective reading, I think money would come out more than love at this point. It's just like everybody's got a creative spot going on. Yeah. Everybody wants to manifest money. Everybody wants to take action into their dreams, into their goals, and make magic happen. And this is exactly what you're doing. You're doing this. You are making magic happen. You are thinking with the higher aspects of yourself and moving away from things that you say, I don't care about. I'm moving towards things that are going to build my new beginnings, things that are going to, make me into the authority, somebody, that I can be my own boss. I can be who I want to be, and if it's love, it's like, this is the type of love that I really want. I'm pushing the boundaries for that love, pushing the boundaries for that job. And maybe it's even 2 in 1, my friends. And there's the Wheel of Fortune that I've been waiting for this whole time. Is that going to fall? Oh, I did it. And there's that Wheel of Fortune. Because why? Because I do feel that you guys do have control of the wheel right now. Why? Because the positivity and the creativity that is in you right now, your chakras are just aligned with going after this. When we get so self-empowered, right, we can become the masters, kind of like the masters of reality in its own way, right? Because we're wielding that wand, right? But remember, the magician doesn't just have the wand. He has all the elements. He has the cups, the wands, the swords, the pinnacle. He's got it all. And he's like the alchemist. And he's just like making all kinds of crazy wands. I've got a wand made of a cup, right? It's like, okay. But it's true, though, right? Because you're just taking all this stuff and it's just becoming magical. And then you have the Sun, which is the biggest blessing. You can't tell me this is not a blessed reading, right? And it's crazy because at the bottom of the deck is that Hangman, which you have here, because it said it was all about the sacrifice. It was all about understanding the blessings, but taking that understanding of, I'm just going to stand still for a second until I understand something. And you did. You did. You did. You said, this is where I'm going. And that's why now you're moving in that area. Whichever area it is, my friends, everybody's is going to be a little different, but that's definitely it. And you're becoming this shining star. Wow. And if you have, any stresses or anything, of course, we always do along the way, just remember, right? Just remember, kind of look back and say, wait, because I carried all the weight. I carried all this weight. I carried all the weight, right? To get to where I need to be, though, right? Because if it really wasn't for this, I wouldn't have the strength that I have today. Me over-carrying all that stress and all that weight actually made me complete the situation to get to this, this understanding of where I want to be. Wow. And it did. You can see the cards laid out. It was like, because of this, you went into Hangman mode and said, okay, wait a minute. I've done this too much. This is where I'm going to be, and this is what I get. Boom. Wow. Okay, that was it for you. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.